It's Big East Baseball on a Saturday afternoon. Today from Storrs, Connecticut, Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series in the Big East between the Creighton Blue Jays and the Uconn Huskies. Connecticut looks to remain dominant here at home at Elliott Ballpark and try to win another series. The opportunities in front of them today after winning last night 9-2. For the first place Huskies, they come in 28-20, 13-3 in the Big East. Creighton 31-15 overall, but just 4-11 in Big East play. Good afternoon, everybody, on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Alongside Chris Jones, I'm Randy Brochu. Delighted to be with you today for the middle game of this 3-game set and another opportunity for the Huskies to take a Big East series here at home.
Yeah, another great chance here against a good Creighton team as Uconn able to get off to a good start yesterday. It was Garrett Coe making his final start here at Elliott Ballpark. 7 strikeouts to the tall left-hander as another Uconn starter working into the 7th inning as Coe picks up his 15th career win as he was able to utilize that changeup there for the last strikeout. And that's all he needed offensively as Corey Morton, a first-inning home run, as the Huskies had 4 home runs last night. Morton, Jake Studley, along with Minnick and Maddox Delana, as Uconn able to power their way to a series opening win here against the Blue Jays. As Studley, you see there the home run. That's what it looks like when you hit it 110 off the bat. Tyler Minnick, that's what it looks like when you hit it 112 exit velocity, as he's had an extra base hit in now 3 straight games.
The Huskies love hitting here at home. They've homered in 12 straight at Elliott Ballpark. They've won 18 of 22 overall. And they're now 8-1 all-time against Creighton, taking last night's game 9-2, setting up themselves for a series win if they earn the victory today. Stephen Quigley gets the ball for Uconn. Chad Sainer will take the mound for the Creighton Blue Jays. We'll have the starting lineups in the first pitch coming up from Storrs next on Flow Sports. The first place Uconn Huskies hosting the Creighton Blue Jays, who have had an odd season in that they've won 31 overall games, but just 4-11 in Big East play. Stephen Quigley, the starting pitcher today for the Uconn Huskies, opposed by Chad Sainer. Quigley 3-3 with a 3.73 ERA. Sainer is bounced between the starting rotation and the bullpen. He gets the starting nod today with a record of 1-1 and a 9.37 ERA. Despite Creighton's troubles in Big East play, this team can hit, and they're led by Nolan Sailors at the top of the lineup, hitting .362, and he was on base 4 times yesterday. Tate Gillen is the DH, batting second. Teddy Dieters bats third in right field. Nolan Clifford cleans up. He's had an excellent season at .353 on the year. He's the shortstop. Matt Sherman gets the start at first base today. He bats fifth. Hogan Haligso is the catcher, hitting sixth. Ben North bats seventh and plays third. Kyle Hess gets the start at second base today, and he bats eighth. And Kyler Zukowski is batting ninth in left field.
Stephen Quigley on the hill here today for the Huskies, coming off another strong start as he was able to go 8 innings of work. Uconn was able to come from behind and get him the victory. As you see the numbers there, always key, that 0 in the walk column for Quigley. So far his numbers this year, don't look at the record, 3-3, as he's thrown the ball well this year, hasn't factored in a ton of the decisions. Has a 3.73 ERA, 70 innings pitched. He's walked 18 and struck out 58 for the grad senior.
It's a beautiful day in Stores, a nice afternoon to enjoy on the Adirondack chairs out on the berm over on the first base side. 58 degrees, very comfortable, slightly overcast on what has been a pretty bright and sunshiny day for most of Saturday, but some clouds rolling in as Nolan Sailors steps in and Quigley deals his first pitch of the game. Sailors jumps on it and smokes a base hit into center field. On the very first pitch of the game, Sailors singles to center. This guy's an on-base machine. He's at .480 for an on-base percentage this year. Was on base 4 times yesterday, and he's on base to lead the ball game. Scott Davis is the home plate umpire today. Tim McCaffrey over at first base, and Steven Leonardo at the plate last night is at third. Tate Gillen hitting .310, squares to bunt and takes a strike from Quigley. Sailors over at first base. Opens up a hole on the right side for the left-handed hitting Gillen. Fouled off as Quigley changes speeds on him, and it's 0-2. Sailors has 15 stolen bases this year. (0-2) on Gillen from Overland Park, Kansas. Quigley's pitch, a little low. Sinking fastball to run it to 1-2. Nice crowd filing in once again here at Elliott Ballpark on this beautiful Saturday. 1-2 on Gillen. The runner's going. It's hit to second. That'll keep him out of the double play. Padilla has one play. It's first. Gillen is retired, but Sailors moves into scoring position.
Yeah, it would have been a tailor-made double play there as you get a look at the defense. Same as last night. Only difference, Uconn in the navy tops and white pants. As you see Corey, Caleb, Jake from left to right. Broadhurst, Tamara on the left side. Padilla, Delana on the right with Garbowski back behind the plate for his second straight game.
Just one error committed by Uconn last night. Their fielding percentage at .975, 4 errors in 48 games. The pitch loaned away to Teddy Dieters, the number 3 hitter at .318 with a team best 9 home runs and 42 runs batted in for the right fielder. A slider makes it 2-0 as that pitch dips down and away. Dieters, another high on-base guy, .433 on-base percentage. He leads the team with 31 walks this year. And ahead of the count, 2-0. Back to the slider and a fastball count. Dieters wasn't biting, and it's ball 3.
That one looked pretty close. And Scott Davis, get to see his strike zone here in the first inning. Pat hit him a couple times here at Elliott Ballpark this year.
Quigley looking to come all the way back. And that is ball 4, a little low. A rare walk for Quigley. And that is the first walk he's issued in the last 23 innings. He has not walked a batter over his last 3 starts. You have to go back to St. John's in the middle innings the last time he issued a free pass. In this case, first base is open. It's not that he's trying to walk Dieters to get to Nolan Clifford, but it does set up a force play at any base.
Yeah, and if you can get that ground ball you just saw off the bat of Gillen, if you get a ground ball to Bry, maybe you can turn 2 and get out of this threat. Though this guy's a tough guy to double up.
Yeah, you're not working around Dieters to get to Nolan Clifford, but you're also not giving in to him and grooving one for him to hit hard somewhere. Ball 1 to Nolan Clifford at .353. His on-base percentage, .473, with just 24 walks against 26 strikeouts. There's a strike from Quigley, who has been so good of late, especially his last 2 starts. He's lasted at least 8 innings. The last 2 weekends, 8 innings against Seton Hall, earning the win on 6 hits, 3 earned. And combined to shut out Villanova, 8 innings, no earned runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Against the Wildcats 2 weekends ago. Villanova got 2 late in the 9th inning against the Huskies, but Quigley went 8 scoreless on the Friday night start. That's fouled straight back by Clifford, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, got away with a fastball there. Let's see if maybe we see one of the first changeups of the day here.
2 on and 1 out for the Blue Jays, and that's fought off foul again by Clifford. He went upstairs with a fastball, doubled up on old number 1.
Yeah, better execution too. That was a good spoil there for Clifford up in the zone. Maybe chased one, but just trying to fight here with 2 strikes.
I'm with you, though. He's on the fastball on 2 swings, so let's see if they mix it up here on 1 and 2 against a tough hitter in Clifford. Their cleanup hitting shortstop. The 1-2. He got him. And that was a fastball, but with great run to it. Boy, 92 and off the plate. Late life, and Clifford strikes out.
It almost worked out as a changeup. Look at the run on that fastball. 92 on the scoreboard. A big out number 2 there against the dangerous Clifford.
Now Matt Sherman will look to come through with 2. Hitting .265, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. Creighton stranded 10 runners last night. They had their chances. They've got a couple Blue Jays on base here in the top of the first. Ball 1, blown away on the slider to Sherman. Quigley's 1-0. Driven towards the gap, right center field. Spur on his horse, and he won't get there. It's up against the wall. Sailors is in easily. Dieters is being waved home. No throw to the plate. It's a 2-run opposite field double for Matt Sherman. Coming through with 2 outs to make it 2-0 Creighton.
Yeah, big swing of the bat there for Sherman. Quigley an opportunity to try and get through a scoreless first. Really during the stretch, when you're going to get them, you got to get them early. Gave up a first inning run to Seton Hall last time out. And a big swing of the bat there for Sherman to get Creighton on the board and give them their first lead of the series.
Now Hogan Haligso, the catcher, takes strike 1. So Creighton playing with the lead here in the top of the first against Stephen Quigley. Haligso hitting .262 on the year. Ball 1 outside. Sherman standing on second with a 2-run double. And Haligso pops it up on the infield. Who wants it? It's Delana calling off the catcher, Garbowski, who is out in a weird spot for a catcher, about halfway between the plate and the mound, and the first baseman puts it away for out number 3. Creighton scores the first 2 runs of the game on a 2-run double by Matt Sherman. After half an inning, the Blue Jays nothing. The Huskies coming up. Uconn playing from behind as they come up for the first time today against Chad Sainer, who gets the start for Creighton. 1-1 with a 9.37 ERA. Caleb Spur leads off. In center field, Paul Tamero, 2 for 4 last night. Pat second and plays short. Luke Broadhurst, the home run leader for the Huskies, hitting third and playing third. Corey Morton went deep. He's the Huskies leader with 61 hits in left field. And Brian Padilla bats fifth and second with a 6-game hitting streak. Maddox Delana, 4 RBIs last night at first. Jake Studley in right field batting 7th. Matt Garbowski, the catcher, hits 8th. And Tyler Minnick gets the start at DH again, batting 9th against Chad Sainer.
Last time out against St. John's, an inning and a third. Gave up a run, no walks, 1 K. As Sainer's numbers overall, 10 appearances, 7 starts, 1-1 with a 9.37 earned run average, 16 and a third innings, 20 hits, 17 runs all earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 15.
Caleb Spur greets him, 2 for 5 last night, up to 267 on the year. The on-base percentage at .365 for a guy who's proven to be a tough out. Just 23 strikeouts this year with 20 walks. Sainer's first pitch today. A ball. Low to Spur. Sainer, a transfer from Illinois Springfield, where he was outstanding in 4 years. An overall record of 14-1 with a 3.08 ERA over a body of work totaling 131 2/3 innings. And he gets a pop-up from Spur to the third baseman North for the first out of the top of the first.
Yeah, we'll see how patient the Huskies are. Obviously, just read off those numbers. 16 and third and 15 walks. As you get a look at the defensive alignment, very good defensive team. Saw some really good plays left side of the infield. A cut play out in the outfield, getting Spur at third, trying to stretch a double into a triple.
Just 39 errors in 46 games for the Blue Jays. Good for a 976 fielding percentage. Strike one's in there to Paul Tamero, the team leader at .322 with 4 homers and 34 runs batted in. Also the team leader with a .452 on base percentage. And that is because of 22 walks and 20 hit by pitches this year. Tamero looking to bunt his way aboard as he did last night. But that's a foul ball. Ben North charging hard. He played a solid third base last night.
A diving catch on, I believe, a Spur line drive.
Sainer's 0-2 fought off foul. He's a guy who hasn't been able to put it together for Creighton in the way he had for Illinois Springfield, where he was part of the NCAA Division II College World Series team. Been to 3 regional appearances, 2 super regionals. And he also threw a no-hitter in his time with Illinois Springfield. He no-hit Southwest Baptist in 2021 when he was really sensational. That year, first team all-region. Went 8-0 in 12 starts with 157 strikeouts, holding opponents to just a .207 average in 2021. Tamero fights off another foul ball. This one into the seats, and the first great play of the day. One of the better catches by a fan all year. Top row of the seats, first base side. Boy, he called it and made a two-handed grab. Nice play.
I missed it. I'm blocked by the monitor.
Trust me, it was a nice catch. The 1-2 to Tamero, too high, 2-2.
I think the thing for Sainer, too, is maybe having some more expectation. You see the fan who snagged that ball, giving it to a youngster.
I mean, it was textbook. He got under it and made a two-handed catch right off the left shoulder. Another 2-2 to Tamero. 3-2. That's outside.
I think for this Creighton staff, guys have had to take on other roles because you've lost 2 of your starters this year. Cancellieri, who's their ace, and of course they just lost Lummel, who's been beat up this year. Just came back, was throwing the ball extremely well, and then had to exit against St. John's last week.
Full count to Paul Tamero. Strike 3. Sainer wins the battle. Tamero's up there a while, fought off some tough 2-strike pitches, but Sainer runs one in under his hands for the strikeout. That brings up Luke Broadhurst, up to 273. 11 home runs to lead Uconn. 40 runs batted in, also the team lead. First pitch to Big Luke. Upstairs for ball 1. You don't want to miss up there. That's where Luke Broadhurst is able to get on top and lift and use his power. 25 home runs for Luke Broadhurst over 2 years with Uconn after transferring from Eastern Connecticut State University. That's punched foul off to the right. Another opportunity for a fan, and the kid who brought his glove made a catch. The fans are 2 for 2 fielding the foul balls today. And he jumped in front of an adult to make a backhanded catch. That was even more impressive.
Taking charge, calling him off.
He's telling him about it. Said, man, I brought the glove today. That's why. The 1-1. Inside, check swing. He went too far. Tim McCaffrey says strike 2 upon appeal from Scott Davis. 1-2. Sainer's got some good run to that 2-seam fastball into right-handed batters. That's how he struck out Tamero. Got an awkward check swing and a miss by Broadhurst. And now he paints the outside corner for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Sainer getting the start today, and he retires the Huskies in order in the first. Second inning coming, 2-0 Creighton.
Make sure to follow them on Instagram for giveaways, new items, and more. Jefferson Fried is the home of the Husky Hot Chicken, the official hot chicken sandwich of the Uconn Huskies. Oh, we bring the heat, you fill the seats. Make it Husky Hot, Jefferson Fried Company.
Very pleasant Saturday afternoon in Storrs, Connecticut. Not much of a breeze again today. Low humidity, 58 degrees. It really is comfortable and cool today on this Saturday afternoon. A beautiful day at the ballpark here on this final home series of the season for the Uconn Huskies and the second to last weekend in the regular season. For first place Uconn, trailing 2-0 to Creighton. And Stephen Quigley's first pitch of the second, outside and low to Ben North. At 285 with 6 homers and 40 runs batted in. A strike pumped in there from Quigley. 1-1. The 1-1. Slider low and away. North lays off. He'll strike out. 53 Ks this year. Is the most in the Creighton lineup. Swing and a miss on a big slider. He couldn't hold up. Half-hearted. 2-2.
He had a big strikeout against Sully last night on a breaking ball.
And he strikes out here on the slider. Second strikeout for Quigley. 1 down in the second.
See if Stu can have a nice bounce back frame here. He almost was able to get out of it last inning with 2 outs, 2 on. But Sherman, tip your cap, able to drive one out to right center field. See the swing and a miss there from North. Second strikeout for Quigley.
Here's Kyle Hess, who squares to bunt. Getting the start today. He pinch hit in the 8th inning yesterday for Colby Canales. And he gets the nod at second base today. moving Matt Sherman from second to first. 2-0 now. Hess hitting .283 on the year, looking for his first home run of the season. 13 runs batted in. The 2-0 from Quigley. There's strike one. Fastball on the inner half. 2 balls and a strike. Hess jumps on one and lifts it deep to right center. That's way back and off the bottom of the wall. Played in by Spur, and Kyle Hess has a stand-up double.
Another ball smoked out into center field. Similar spot to Sherman's. No chance for Caleb to get to this. Nearly left the ballpark. Good swing of the bat there for Hess.
These Blue Jays can hit. .291 as a team. .406 is their team on base percentage. In that instance, Hess got himself a fastball, got a favorable count, and jumped on it.
I think it could be a pretty offensive day today, just how tight the zone is right now. If you're Uconn offensively, you got to take note of that.
Kyler Zukowski waves and misses at the slider. 0-1. So Quigley uses the off-speed pitch to get ahead. See if he doubles up on that slide piece. Strike two. Yep. Breaking ball over the outside corner. Zukowski has a very interesting stance. He holds the hands way up high. Kind of looks like Craig Counsell from the right side, right? And the 0-2. Oof, that was close. And it looked like Scott Davis thought about ringing him up. Rolled ball one. 1-2 on Zukowski. Quigley's pitch. Strike three swinging. Another slider from Quigley, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, it was predominantly sliders that at bat. Every pitch. Just swing and a miss there. Up to 3 punch outs for Stu as he works here in the second.
And he faces the top hitter, the leadoff hitter for Creighton, Nolan Sailors, who singled and scored to lead off the ball game. Up to 371 on the year. On base 5 out of the 6 plate appearances here in the series with his leadoff single. The 1-0. Bounce to the right. Padilla is there to make the play and throw on to first to get Sailors. That strands a runner in scoring position for Creighton. Quigley leaves a runner. Bottom of the second. Uconn trailing Creighton 2-0. Corey Morton set to lead off here in the bottom of the second. His first at-bat was almost a carbon copy of his last at-bat. The last time we were home, his walk-off home run on Sunday afternoon a couple of weekends ago went on the roof. So did his home run in the first inning last night against Creighton. Corey Morton now up to 319 on the year, 9 home runs, 37 runs batted in. The team leader with 61 hits, including his 13th double of the season yesterday. Part of a senior class, of course, that'll be honored tomorrow Senior Day also happens to be Mother's Day for the finale of not only this series, but of home baseball here at Elliott Ballpark, where Uconn is 15-4 this season. 2-0 now. Morton lays off.
There'll be 8 seniors honored, along with 5 others that have already had their senior days because of COVID and all the eligibility. It's tough to manage that.
Senior Day has been very confusing the last 5 years. The 2-0 rolled to shortstop. Clifford makes the play, and he gets Corey Morton on the ground out. 4 up, 4 down for the Huskies against Chad Sainer.
Yeah, the first inning was chasing some pitches off the plate. Morton there got into an advantage 2-0 count. Grounded out here to start the second. So here comes Bry, who's been swinging it well.
6-game hitting streak now for Padilla, who extended it yesterday with a double in his first at-bat. He goes after the first one and hits a ground ball to Hess. 2 down in the Uconn second. Very quickly. 4 pitches for Chad Sainer to get the first 2 outs of the bottom of the second.
Yeah, a lot of early count swinging. I thought they'd be a little bit more patient against a guy that's walked 15. But Sainer's been throwing strikes, 18 pitches, 11 strikes today.
That brings up Maddox Delana, who launched his 10th home run of the season yesterday onto the berm in center field. A 4 RBI night for Delana, up to 275, now 10 home runs. Just one back of Luke Broadhurst in their friendly competition for the home run lead on the team. It was a 2-out, 3-run home run that broke the game open last night in the late innings by Delana. The 1-0. Low and away. Well, this is an interesting pitch. 2-0. He's looking for a mistake that he could rip, but the Huskies have gone very quickly through the first 2 batters. I want to be selectively aggressive on this one, right? 2-0, fouled back. He got one that he liked, but just missed it.
Yeah, I think first time to the order is going to be so important, facing Sainer for the first time. Get those reps, see it out of the hand. Make your adjustments once you go second time through the order.
Delana still up in the count here. The 2-1. Just missed.
Another close pitch. Again, the zone is tight.
That looked like a changeup, and it missed either outside or maybe high. You don't want to miss high with a changeup to this guy. 3-1. Delana takes a rip and misses. That was up in the zone, and Delana was out in front. Scoreboard gun read 87 on it. I think he just missed a pretty good pitch to hit. Full count. The 3-2. He strikes him out. Challenge time. And Chad Sainer is feeling it through 2 innings. He's retired the Huskies in order in the first and now the second. Second strikeout. Third strikeout for Sainer. Third inning coming, 2-0 Creighton.
Fans in honor of this afternoon's Book C Day, we'll take a look at some notable moments and statistics throughout the history of Uconn baseball. First up, in 2023 frozen February game, the Uconn men's hockey team elected to create special jerseys for the event featuring a Book C logo to commemorate the hockey baseball crossover.
2-0 Creighton leads Uconn. Top of the third coming in 2, 3, and 4 for the Blue Jays to hit against Stephen Quigley, who stranded a runner in the second, but gave up a 2-out, 2-run double to Matt Sherman for the game's first runs in the first. Tate Gillen will greet him. Gillen grounded a second in his first at-bat.
You talk about doing the little things. How about back in the first, Randy? When Tate Gillen hit that ground ball, Sailors was on the move. If not for that, it's a 4-6-3 double play. Maybe Stu is able to get through that inning with a 0 on the scoreboard.
That's lined into center field on an 0-1 pitch and a base hit for Tate Gillen.
Yeah, a lot of early traffic here against Stu. Another leadoff base runner. 2 of the 3 innings. He's allowed the leadoff man on.
4 hits now for the Blue Jays against Quigley. Teddy Dieters walked and scored in the first inning. Quigley's first pitch to Dieters, up and in. He buzzed him. High and tight with a fastball. Dieters takes a big breath after a little chin music. Quigley's pitch bounced to third. It is a foul ball. Broadhurst fields it outside of the third base bag. You like the breaking ball after the high and tight fastball. That's designed to try to get you to roll one over.
He's got good control of that breaking ball. Threw it much better in that second inning, getting a bunch of swings and misses. It's always a good sign for Stu early on in his outings when he's getting swings and misses on that slider.
He played Dieters slightly to pull on the infield. Padilla is shading the middle. Broadhurst maybe a couple of steps towards the line, but Tamero is in his kind of routine double play depth, about a step into the outfield grass. The 1-1 fouled back. Quigley is ahead of Dieters 1-2 with nobody out, and Tate Gillen at first base. Quigley looking for a ground ball to one of his infielders. Up and away, 2-2. He'd love a ground ball, but in that case, he's trying to get a swing and a miss by Dieters, who's a tough hitter. Again, the team leader with 9 home runs. The 2-2 bounce towards the middle, backhanded by Padilla, who makes a fine play from the shortstop position for the second baseman to throw on at first. Gillen was on the move, so once again, putting the runner in motion for the Blue Jays keeps them out of a potential double play and gives them a runner in scoring position.
I wonder, I don't know if they would have had a chance a second if Bry lets Paul field this ball. Just a slight hesitation would have been tough. Bry taking charge, able to make sure of one.
The natural shortstop playing second base. His inclination is go get the ball when you have a chance. Nolan Clifford takes ball 1 up and in. The cleanup man for the Blue Jays hitting with Gillen at second and Creighton leading 2-0. The 1-0 is popped up on the infield. Paul Tamero. 2 outs. That's a big out. Cleanup man Clifford, a .353 hitter coming into today, runner in scoring position, and he got him on the pop out.
So similar situation here in the third. See if Stu can execute as he's able to get Clifford, runner in scoring positions. This was where Sherman had the 2-run double back in the first.
First base open, Haligso on deck. And a slider is bounced foul. And Sherman, a .265 hitter, but got the better of Quigley, going with a pitch and driving a 2-run double to the gap in right center field. This might be an instance with 2 outs and first base open again where you're not working around the batter, but you try to get him to expand the zone and chase the slider. That slider is up and away. Ball 1. Gillen standing at second base with 2 down. The 1-1. Slider and a called strike. 1-2.
I think you go back to that pitch, but I think you throw it off the plate and see he'll chase it.
You can toy with him now. 1-2. Hey, got him with a slider. 4 strikeouts for Quigley to strand a runner in scoring position. Gillen led it off with a single, but he advances no further than second base. Bottom of the 3rd, Creighton leading 2-0.
Technology partner, Uconn Athletics. Comes in from Uconn. Delicious dining, endless entertainment, unforgettable fun. Come experience what it feels like when you're all in for Mohegan.
Bottom 3rd of the order, Jake Studley set to lead it off. One of 4 Huskies to go deep yesterday. That was a beautiful swing from Studley. When he's really swinging it, he sprays it to all fields, but he generates a lot of pop off that back hip. You see how he gets great kind of torque. Not that I'm a hitting coach or anything like that. I always get
only on the TV series.
Yeah, maybe at the like high school level, but like I love watching Studley when he's on drive off that back hip, and that's what he used for the home run into the visitors' bullpen yesterday.
Because when he's going good, that bat path stays in the zone so long that he's able to barrel up a lot of the pitches in the zone.
Such a wonderful year last year in his first season for Uconn, and heating up to 266, 8 home runs now. Ball 1. The Huskies are looking for their first base runner against Chad Sainer, who has 3 strikeouts, pardon me, including back-to-back Ks of Tamero and Broadhurst in the first. The 1-1 to Studley. Too tall. 2-1.
Yeah, what a year last year for Studs. First team all-conference, second team all-New England as he hit .325 with 12 doubles, 8 homers, which he has 8 this year. The big difference, 57 driven in a year ago.
20 this year and on 8 home runs. He bounces this one to the left side, and North plays it well on the tough in-between hop. Uconn is still in search of their first base runner. Studley chased one maybe off the plate, tried to pull it, and North is fielding everything.
Life is good. Heading down the hill. Yeah, I think Uconn's gotten in some good hitters' counts, but have not gotten those pitches to drive. Sainer's done a good job executing in those counts.
Ball 1 to Matt Garbowski. Up to 286 on the year. The Uconn catcher. 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Uconn needs a good at-bat right here. Garbowski fouls it straight back. And that's not to say you take fastballs. That had a lot of plate, 87. Garbowski just missed it, fouled it to the screen. But what you don't want to do is chase something off the plate or a pitcher's pitch right on the corner. The 1-1. Ripped to right. And there's the first hit of the day for Uconn, a line drive single for Matt Garbowski to give the Huskies their first base runner.
And again, just staying simple with it. As Garbo's been swinging it really well here of late. Saw a base hit from yesterday, and now lines a single into right. And of course, Randy, you get maybe a little bit big early today because you had a season-high 8 extra base hits yesterday. 4 doubles along with the 4 homers, eclipsing their previous high, which was 7 a couple times this year.
Tyler Minnick is the DH again today in the 9 spot. 4 homers on the year, a .216 average for the true freshman. Strike 1. Minnick, also one of 4 Uconn players to go deep. Same inning as Studley, same spot, the visitors' bullpen. The 0-1 tap foul on a breaking ball. And it's 0-2. That caught a piece of the catcher, Hogan Haligso. Scott Davis with a professional courtesy to walk the new baseball out to the pitcher to give Haligso a moment.
Minnick hitting .346 in conference play. Let's get another look. Give Haligso some time. He plays pretty much every game back behind the plate. He's a warrior. Gosh, we've had some catchers that start every game of weekends. Matt Dupre with Xavier. Jimmy Keenan with St. John's. Hogan Haligso, another one of those everyday guys back there.
The position requires toughness. The 0-2 outside.
That's going to be a tough all-conference vote in terms of first and second team. A really good player is going to get left off one of those teams.
Jimmy Keenan's having a monster year for St. John's, who's in extra innings right now in game 1 of their doubleheader. Minnick looks at this one outside. Uconn in first place by a game and a half on St. John's.
And with Xavier's comeback last night, game and a half up on St. John's, 2.5 games up on Georgetown, 3 games up on Xavier. It's looking like we know the 4 teams going to Prasco.
5 to play, including this one in Big East play. Garbowski was on the move. The home plate umpire called time, and it's a pitch clock violation.
Yep. That'll move the count to 3-2. That took some discipline for Minnick not to swing at that ball.
Imagine if he clocked it over the wall.
Yeah.
Sorry. But
Can it
here's
be like
the good
a
news, it's
balk
ball
where
3.
you can take the result of the play?
3-2, Garbowski bluffs. Minnick ropes a base hit into center field. Garbowski stops at second. Minnick right on that pitch. Shoots the middle for a single. Back-to-back hits for the Huskies by their 8 and 9 hitters. And that flips the lineup to Caleb Spur.
And again, for Tyler Minnick, you see the results of these last few games in terms of the extra base hits and hard hit balls. But he was down in the count there 0-2, Randy. He laid off a couple pitches off the plate, eventually gets it to 3-2, and then gets his pitch and smokes it into center.
2 good at-bats from Garbowski. Selective aggression where Garbowski went after pitches that he could hit hard. He singled on a 1-1 pitch, and Minnick working his way to a full count for the single. Caleb Spur takes ball 1. Close pitch, but too high.
And again, is at the bottom of the order. That's going to spark a rally here, get some runs on the board as Uconn goes second time through the order against the right-hander Sainer.
1 out, 2 on. Uconn trailing 2-0. The 1-0 to Spur. That's a called strike. And that one looked worse than the first pitch that was ruled a ball.
And he has not called that outside pitch to a right-hand batter for either pitcher going in this bottom of the third. On most days, that's a strike, but he just hadn't been calling it.
1-1. And Spur hits a foul ball hard off of himself. He's right back up. But down in the count 1-2. Right off the inside of the ankle.
No, thank you. I'm going to stay up here. We're a little bit comfier up here. Have you done that before?
I stubbed my toe in my bedroom the other night. The 1-2. Sprayed down the right field line by Spur, foul ball. Just kind of playing pepper, throwing the bat at a tough pitch with 2 strikes to stay alive.
Done that a couple times. It is not. That next pitch is like, please do not throw it in the zone.
One and 2 on Spur. With Paul Tamero on deck. Uconn looking to break through. 2 Huskies on base with 1 out. And Spur lines it to the gap in left center field. It'll get Uconn on the board. Garbowski scores. Minnick to third. He stops there as the relay in from Saylor skips by Clifford, but is backed up by Sherman. It's an RBI double for Caleb Spur. Uconn's on the board with 2 in scoring position and 1 out.
Caleb Spur, a bullet after fouling it off himself. He spoils the pitch and then lines this into left center. And Randy, it was the bottom of the order that got things going. It was 7 up, 7 down. Garbo, then Minnick. And now, all of a sudden, Huskies within a run with 2 in scoring position for Tamero.
Spur got one up in the zone and jumps on it. That's a good play out in center field by Sailors. Minnick was going hard, but with 1 out, Jim Penders plays it safe with Tamero coming up. Even though that ball trickled away from Clifford for a moment, but solid backup from Sherman. This will give Paul Tamero a chance. A base hit could give the Huskies the lead here. They're the guy leading the team in batting average, .322 coming into today. 2 in scoring position and 1 out. The pitch. He pops it up on the infield, north with room in front of the Huskies dugout for out number 2. So Tamero's unable to come through with the infield back. And the last thing that you want as a hitter in that situation, and it's so frustrating, a pop-up, especially in foul territory.
Yeah, especially after you've seen a lot of advantage count, but that was right over the middle of the plate. He just got underneath it. Not a bad pitch to jump on first pitch of the at-bat. It's not like he chased something. That was right over the middle of the plate.
And Sainter's certainly not out of the woods yet. Luke Broadhurst, 2 in scoring position and 2 outs. Drives it, center field. Sailors back at the wall. It is gone! A Broadhurst bomb to straightaway center. And Uconn has the lead on a 3-run shot with 2 outs. On the 12th home run of the year for Luke Broadhurst.
We were talking about Big Lou. He's had some struggles average-wise, hitting .231 in the last 11 games, but he comes up with a big 2-out hit. Wasn't sure if this was going to leave the yard. Sailors look like he may have a beat on it till the last moment he looks up. And Big Lou, a big swing of the bat there here early on.
That's now 13 straight games for Uconn with a home run here at home at Elliott Ballpark. And it's Broadhurst's team best 12th. 4-2 Huskies. And now Corey Morton pops it foul off to the first base side and out of play. Boy, Delana came through in the late innings with a 2-out, 3-run home run yesterday. It's again clutch 2-out hitting for Uconn. Broadhurst with a 3-run home run with 2 down here in the 3rd.
And for Broadhurst, he saw Paul swing at the first pitch. He goes, hey, you know what? I'm going to go early count Hackett first pitch. And we have liftoff to center field.
(4-2) Uconn. Morton lays off outside. 4 hits this inning for the Huskies against Chad Sainer, who had retired 7 in a row. And then back-to-back singles by Garbowski and Minnick, followed by an RBI double from Spur. And then with 2 outs, the 3-run home run by Broadhurst. And now Morton gives it a ride. Deep right field. But Dieters has the room to make the catch on the warning track. Morton going with the pitch and driving it to the opposite field, but the ballpark holds it. It couldn't hold Luke Broadhurst, though. Luke Broadhurst going deep to center field. Another home run for the Homerin Huskies. And it's 4-2 Uconn after 3.
Also go with Hector. Me. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. Drew Crown, yeah. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. It's not close here. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. Drew Crown. I'm gonna have to go with myself considering I won the dance competition.
Four-2, Uconn leads it with a 4-run bottom of the third. The big swing, a 3-run go-ahead home run by Luke Broadhurst. And Stephen Quigley now is pitching with the lead as we go to the top of the fourth. And here with a play-by-play, my buddy in the booth, Chris Jones.
Thanks, Randy. As Uconn has just taken their first lead of the ball game, 4-2. Stephen Quigley pitching with the lead, and just as Luke Broadhurst's ball landed over the center field fence, Aiden Robbins, a walk-off 2-run homer for Seton Hall as St. John's loses game 1. So a 2-game lead for Uconn in the Big East standings as they will play another game in about 30 minutes' time as this pitch is swung on and launched out to left center. Long run for Corey Morton, looking up, and it is a solo shot for Hogan Haligso here in the fourth.
Well, Haligso with just his second of the year, but on the first at bat following the big inning for Uconn with the bats breaking through in the bottom of the third, the Creighton catcher answers. Quigley grooves one, and Haligso sends one to his own bullpen.
Haligso, his second home run of the year. And that was hit a long way out towards left center field. We've seen a few balls this series into that visitors' bullpen.
Ben North trying to bunt his way aboard on the first pitch after the home run.
A wind and 0-1. Back to the slider. It's in there for called strike 2.
Uconn still with the lead, and Quigley staked to the 2-run advantage as he takes the mound.
There's a wave and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Stu, as there's one away here in the fourth.
And Haligso goes deep, but it's a solo shot, so you still have the lead. So bounce back by Quigley after attacking Haligso with a fastball. The last thing you want is a walk. You give up a solo home run, you still have the lead. Now you come back, steady diet of sliders, and get the strikeout.
So he pours in a strike to Hess. And Randy, this just feels like a typical Uconn Creighton back and forth, trading punches. And right now, here's Kyle Hess as the 0-1 is swung on and fouled off. Hess, Notre Dame transfer from a couple years ago. And again, another guy that has battled injuries. Unfortunately, this Blue Jays team have just been impacted so much injury-wise, whether it's from the mound or their position players. As Hess enters today, 29 starts as he takes up and away, 1-2.
Good spot on 0-2. Trying to paint a corner, maybe get a call, although it's been a tight zone early on from Scott Davis.
1-2, swung on, hit on the ground, hits the bag, and it'll go down the right field line, as this will be extra bases for Hess. Just a bad break there for the Huskies, as Hess will have a 2-bagger. And that will be his 5th double of the year.
All right, Hess with 2 doubles today. And yes, the ball had eyes. Delana was there, looked like he was in position to field it. But a good bounce for Hess. Along the line, it hits the bag and bounces up and over Delana. Nothing anybody can do about that. Now the tying run is back in scoring position here for Creighton.
First pitch swinging, a slider. 0-1. Talk about the injuries. Will McLean, a UMass transfer, he's had a solid year, 281. He is not going to play this weekend. He's out with injury. Talked about Nolan Clifford, hamate bone injury earlier this year. It's a good slider, drops in there for called strike 2. Jack Grace has battled injuries. He started yesterday. We mentioned him, second team all-conference, 11 home runs a year ago. He's been limited to just 1 homer this year, and that was on opening weekend. So 2, low, off speed, 1-2.
I wonder if this diet of sliders has anything to do with the stance of Zukowski. You know, he starts with his hands so high, there's a lot of movement to get those hands down in the hitting zone. Breaking ball makes it that much more difficult.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Stephen Quigley with strikeout number 6, his second of the frame. And an opportunity to try and get out of it, but it'll be against that guy, Nolan Sailors, who's been a tough out this series. He's been a tough out all year. So we mentioned 480 OBP on base percentage entering today. First pitch. Just missed. Maybe a bit low. We saw a tight zone for Sainer last inning. As Scott Davis has been consistent. His runner at second here with 2 away. Tamara holding on the runner as Quigley drops in a strike.
That's a nasty pitch. The good run away from the dangerous part of the hitting zone for Sailors and on the outside corner with movement as it crosses home plate.
1-1 changeup. Swung on and missed 1-2. Sailors singled in the first. Grounded to second. Back in the second. Quigley trying to keep the Huskies ahead. The set. 2-strike pitch. Outside with a heater. Even at deuces. Quigley. 2-2. Swung on, slap foul. They'll do it again.
Yeah, where do you want to go on 2 strikes against Sailors? The team leader with 52 runs batted in. Guy with a high on-base percentage, a tough out with 2.
As he'll step off, disengagement. Actually, I don't think they call. I think they just said pickoff throw, so he still holds on to his disengagement, which is usually just a step off, no throw. 2-2 here to Sailors. Pitch. He got him at the letters, elevated a fastball as Stu strikes out the side in the 4th. Haligso, though, a solo shot, gets the Blue Jays a run closer. We're in the middle of 4. Uconn, a 1-run advantage, 4-3. Here from Elliott Ballpark on Flow Sports.
Did you know that Uconn Baseball is home to the longest tenured coaching staff in the country?
Back here at Elliott Ballpark. Uconn a 1-run lead in the middle game of this series. Senior weekend, Mother's Day weekend, as you get some scores. As we mentioned, Seton Hall, the walk-off win. 2-run homer for Aiden Robbins at a place that is hard to hit home runs. Villanova knocks off Butler, so Villanova's slim hopes for Prasco Park are still alive. That Xavier Georgetown game, game 2, is going on right now as Padilla takes high, and I will apologize. I made a mistake last night. They are not playing at the normal home field for Georgetown, Tyson's Corner, Virginia. They're actually playing at the University of Maryland this weekend to wrap up their home slate. As 1-0 to Padilla, swung on and fouled back.
Wherever they play, Georgetown is enjoying their season. Nice bounce back season for the Hoyas this year.
I'll get you that score in just a moment. They had a lead at last check going to the 7th. It's 1-1 to Bry. Swung on, this ball belted. Deep left field. Left fielder going back, turned around. He'll make the catch. Out on the warning track for allowed, out number 1. Boy, there's been some bullets here for the Huskies the last 2 innings.
Zukowski ended up playing that well. That's a tough one for the left fielder. A line drive with not the highest trajectory, so he looked like he might have turned the wrong way initially, but able to backpedal and spin himself to make the over the left shoulder catch on the drive to the warning track by Padilla out there by Kyler Zukowski.
Here is Delana. Struck out swinging first go around. As he watches one low. 1-0. From College Park. Bottom of the 7th. Georgetown a 5-3 lead, trying to even that series up at a game apiece. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. 1-1.
Uconn with their familiarity, of course, with College Park in recent years. Is that 2 years ago?
2022. College Park champs in that regional. So swinging a foul off to the left. Beat Wake Forest and future first-round pick Rhett Lauder in game 1. Then knocked off Maryland in that all-important 1-0 game to go to the regional final. Lost the first game on a walk-off. Nick LaRusso, the Connecticut native, as pitch misses away, and then bounced back the next night, winning their second ever regional, going to their second super regional, as they won their first ever super regional game in game 1 against the Stanford Cardinal before dropping the next 2. It's 2-2. Swung on, fouled back towards us.
Right over us.
That's probably about as close as it's going to get with the net there.
We have no chance. We're locked in here. The fishbowl.
The window does not open.
Would be a nice day to open the window today.
No one on, one out. This pitch misses wide, and it's full.
I'll let you know what the weather's like when I take my top of the
Take your
fifth
stroll.
stroll. I think we're going to go with the acai bowl today down the third base line.
Right.
A little healthy after taking advantage of the Bears barbecue truck last night.
The brisket looked good.
Friday
Smelled
night.
good.
It tasted good.
Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on, fought off, foul. Right-hander getting loose out in the pen. Got a pullover on, so don't know which right-hander that is for the Blue Jays. Three balls, 2 strikes to Delana. Homered last night, a 3-run shot. His 10th of the year. This pitch off the outer edge, ball 4. Didn't miss by much, but it's been a tight zone today, and it's a 1-out walk to Maddox.
Good patience there by Delana, laying off. That's outside, not by much, but a good take, running away. And the strike zone is tight today. Delana perhaps recognizing that, making the in-game adjustment to earn the walk.
Here's Studs with the runner on. First pitch. It hit him. Came up and in. A freebie there for the Huskies. Not many freebies from Sainer today. 1 walk and now 1 hit by pitch. Those have come back-to-back here.
And this was high and tight. Scary moment here as that is up. Catches him on the shoulder, but anytime you're up near the face, boy, that's always scary. He's able to kind of shield himself with the arm and wear it off the left arm and earn himself a hit by pitch.
He's a hockey player, though, Randy.
That's right.
Those
diving
guys
in front
are
of
tough.
slap shots.
You know that. Those guys are tough. There's 2 on here and 1 out for Garbo, who got everything going last inning with a base hit with 1 away. His first pitch takes up and away, ball 1. There's now a visit to the mound here. Ed Service, I believe, jogging out there.
He's going to the bullpen right here, right now.
With a 1-0 count, 2 on, 1 out. And it looks to be Daniel Hammond, one of their most used relievers, who we will see on the other side of this break. 4-3 Uconn trying to add to their advantage when we come back from Elliott Ballpark.
You know, I can pull it back a little if you like. I could have used a little more cowbell. So, let's take it again. And the only prescription is more cowbell. Thank you, Bruce.
Right-hander Daniel Hammond, 5'11", 185, out of Prairie Village, Kansas. As Randy, he makes his team-leading 21st appearance today.
3-2 out of the bullpen with a 4.76 ERA, 28 and a third innings, 28 hits, 16 walks, but 28 strikeouts, so almost a K an inning. The opponent's hitting .262 against him. He was roughed up his last time on the 3rd of May at St. John's, giving up 4 earned in an inning and a third.
He'll come in with a 1-0 count on Matt Garbowski. If you're just joining us, it was the Blue Jays. Got on the board first in the top of the first. 2 out, 2-run double from Sherman out to deep center field. Uconn didn't respond till the 3rd inning, a 4 spot. It's Caleb Spur, an RBI single, and then Luke Broadhurst, the big blow, a 3-run homer. As Haligso answered with a solo shot in the top half of this inning. Uconn threatening first and second. As 1-0, dialed in there for a strike. Delana is at second. Studley is at first. Sun trying to peek through here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1. Swing and a foul tip in the mitt. It's 1-2.
Hammond had a rocky outing his last time, but the appearances prior, part of wins against both Nebraska and then number 13, Coastal Carolina, with no earned runs over 2 1/3 against 2 tough programs.
As Garbo swings and spoils it foul. Yeah, Coastal Carolina was ranked when Creighton knocked him off in a 2-game midweek series.
Again, a lot of non-conference success for Creighton this year. 27-4 outside of the Big East. But again, just 4-11 in the Big East this year.
1-2. Swung on, ripped down the right field line, but curling foul. Yeah, Creighton will get some good midweek games. Obviously, they have the rivalry with Nebraska. But because they play at the home of the College World Series, they had Coastal Carolina go there this year. I think it was either last year or the year before. They had Arizona come out for a midweek series. So you got some power conference teams that will head that way. It's 1-2. Low and in. 2-2. And I don't know the specific reason, but I got to think Gary Gilmore, his final year at Coastal Carolina, to guarantee him another chance to go back. Obviously, they won the College World Series not too long ago. It's 2-2. Swung on, ripped down the right field line. It is a fair ball. This will bring in at least a run. Studley's motoring to third. He'll get the green light. The throw to the plate will be cut off. It's a 2-run double for Garbo. And Uconn extends the lead. It's 6-3.
Garbowski 2 for 2. He set the table with his single in the third, but he eats here in the fourth with 2 on, shooting a line drive into the right field corner, and when it goes down there, it's trouble with runners on base. Pretty well played by Dieters. Hits his cut, but Studley reading it well off on contact, able to follow Maddox Delana home on the 2-run double by Garbowski, having himself a Saturday afternoon.
Here comes Minnick. As Garbo, RBI is 15 and 16. As Minnick swing, bouncing ball. It'll find its way into center. Garbowski around third. Throw to the plate will not be cut off. Minnick will try for second, and he slides past the bag for out number 2.
He was initially safe, frustrated with himself that he couldn't hang on to the bag, but he comes through with a hit and extends the lead for Uconn at 7-3. Runner in scoring position, aggressive, gets the turf bounce on the ground ball up the middle. Kind of surprised Sailors came up throwing, airmailing his cutoff man. Minnick would have been safe, but just unable to stay on the bag. Frustrated, but hey, man, you came through with a ribby knock. Trying to take the extra base. Now a 4-run lead for the Huskies.
Here's Spur. Takes for a called strike. All of a sudden, a 7-3 Uconn lead.
That's a base hit and an RBI for Minnick, and I guess he is out 8-2. Who was covering there? The second baseman.
I think it's
the
the second
shortstop?
baseman, yes.
8-2-4?
Yes.
Just helping you out. I know you're.
I marked it down as, and then I saw the great work from our replay. Seeing the second baseman sneak in there. As Spurs swings, hits a fly ball out to right. Dieters. He camps underneath and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. But Uconn, another crooked number frame. They plate 3 in the fourth. 7-3 Uconn. Going to the 5th here on Flow Sports.
Fans enjoy Saturdays of family fun, tailgating, and football with the Huskies at Rancho Field this fall. Uconn football season tickets are on sale now at UConnTickets.com.
Back here in stores, Uconn, their largest lead of the day at 7-3. As you got to look at the Big East standings, as just about everybody has 5 games left to play. It's looking like Uconn, St. John's, Georgetown, and Xavier are going to most likely be headed to Prasco Park for the 4-team double elimination conference championship. Winner grabs an auto bid to the NCAA tournament. And again, if those 4 teams go, that is probably 4 teams that will be in the top 70 of the RPI. So opportunities to kind of build your NCAA tournament resume is Tate Gillen. He's going to swing and lift one foul down the left field side. There is a very slim chance that still remains for Uconn to potentially try and grab a at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, as they moved up a couple spots last night in the RPI. This pitch misses low. Uconn's just going to have to keep winning. As usually you don't feel comfortable on Selection Monday unless you're in the top 32, top 35 of the RPI. When it comes to Memorial Day for the selection show. So 1-2 count here to Minnick, and for Creighton fans, again, the injuries they've had to deal with, the non-conference success. It's 1-2. Swung on, ripped into right. Studley got a late break, and he's going to knock it down. Gillen will be held at first, so Studley, nice job to keep it in front. It'll be a leadoff single here for Gillen in the fifth. But for the Blue Jays, as you see Gillen swing, great effort there from Jake, knocking it down. But for Creighton, it's really just the 4-11 conference record, and they're standing in the Big East. If they had a better conference record and were going to the conference tournament, they would maybe have the best at-large resume. So swing and a miss to Dieters, 0-1. Creighton trying to respond here in the fifth. 2 in the first, 1 in the fourth. This pitch, a slider, misses outside, 1-1. Right now, 72 pitches for Stu as he works here in the fifth. Runner on, nobody out. Pitch swung on, hammered out to center. Spur, he got a good jump on it, and he'll make the snag for a loud out number 1. Good swing in the bat there for Dieters, just wrong part of the park. And there's one away. See the swing of the bat there for Dieters. Transfer from Xavier. Didn't get a ton of playing time as a Musketeer, but he's made the most of it during his time out in Omaha. His first pitch to Clifford is low. Runner on, 1 out. This pitch swung on, ripped down the right field line, but out in front. It'll kick up onto the berm, and the kids will go scrambling after it. Trees are filling in. Green grass out on the berm. Just need the sun to try and peek through here today. And Stu. It's 1-1. Misses low, 92 on that heater. Sinking fastball. Looks like Joe Sinella has picked up a baseball out in the Uconn pen. Pitch, swung on, fouled off to the left. And it's 2-2 here on Clifford. Exceptional defensively at shortstop, has only committed 3 errors. That is remarkable. But he could swing it as well. 353 entering today. It's a 2-2. Swung on, jam shot, center field. Tamero going out, and he'll make the snag for out number 2. Just got in enough. And there's 2 away here for Sherman. Stephen Quigley all of a sudden looking for a potential shutdown frame. 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. 7 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Uconn. This pitch is waved at miss on a slider. It's 0-1. You got a fresh bullpen today as Jack Sullivan went 2 2/3 after Garrett Coe to help claim game 1, 9-2 last night. Final night game of the year here at Elliott. It's another swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Uconn trying to get to a season high 9 games over 500 today. Trying to win a series here at home. Stu. The 0-2. Low. And Sherman lays off. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huskies will be on the road after this weekend at Cincinnati on Tuesday at 11 a.m. for Education Day. All the kids will be out. That could be a big RPI game for both teams. Pitch swung on, hit in the air, out to center. Caleb Spur started in, now gets underneath it and makes the grab for a scoreless frame in the 5th. Stephen Quigley is through 5. As we're middle of 5 here from Stores. It's 7-3 Connecticut here on Flow Sports.
Our junior announcer, his name is Graham. He's from Coventry, Connecticut. And Graham is going to announce the Uconn batters in the bottom of the 5th. And who's going to give me that, so well-deserved break. So Graham, it's all yours. Enjoy.
Thank you to our camera operators, our team that's been helping us all season long here at Elliott Ballpark. They've done a fantastic job. Also to those you can't see back in the RZA Performance Center, Noam Watt running things back there. Thank him for producing once again today as Uconn a 7-3 lead. Middle game of this series, Mother's Day weekend. As Uconn 5 straight NCAA tournaments. They got to go on a run here if they're going to potentially make their 6th in a row. It's in play, and then, of course, you can always win the conference tournament. As Uconn in the 40s of the RPI entering action today. Trying to win another series as they have a 2-game lead in the Big East standings. It's first pitch to Tamero. Dropped in there for a strike from Hammond.
Did I hear that I was caught
It was very
in my
brief.
top of the 5th?
I glanced over there. I saw the familiar great hair out on the monitor. It's a swing and a miss, nothing in 2. The hockey hair.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to go a little healthier today with the naughty cow bulls. The not cow bulls.
Nautical?
Oh, that's what. See, I don't know my way around healthy food, I guess.
I think they're trying to play off their ocean theme, potentially.
Now I get it.
1-2 to Tamero. Chops one to North as he'll show off that arm strength for out number 1. All right, you're going to give us a review.
Yeah.
Gotta give a taste test. What do we got here?
The
Banana.
acai bowl. It's not peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Take me out to the ball game. Oh!
Yep. Get a little bite. There you go. Saying hello to your fans. A lot of supporters out there for Randy Brochu.
I do like the all-natural peanut butter along with the, I believe it is cacao nibs.
Okay. Is there any honey in that?
There is no honey. I think honey would go well with this.
Yeah.
And banana, of course. I feel so healthy.
Here's Luke Broadhurst, who had a big time through in homers last time. As he swings, hits a single into center field. It's a multi-hit game for Luke. And a one-out base runner here for the Huskies in the 5th.
Right on it. He homered to straightaway center field, and this one is smoked through the box. Luke Broadhurst. Timing is on today with 2 Very good swings. Obviously, the home run to dead center, and this one, a line shot back into center.
Now, you got to play this correct because last night you were slow eating the brisket. In the last half inning, you had to motor through it.
Which wasn't a problem.
This would be because brain freeze is a possibility as Corey waves through a slider 0-1.
It is in play.
So you can't go too quick. You got to time this out here the next inning and a half.
And it's cold also. Like, my hands are actually cold trying to get this down, but it very tasty.
0-1. Morton lays off a breaking ball, 1-1.
No wonder they gave me such a strange look when I was like, oh, this is called, I guess, the Nautical Bowl. And I said, can I have the Naughty Bowl, N-A-U-T-I?
And they probably looked at you like, what is this guy doing here? As Morton swings, lifts one, right field line. Let's see if they have a play on this towards the brick wall and just gets onto the grass. It's 1-2 as Corey Morton 0 for 2 today. Uconn a 7-3 lead, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth after they went 7 up, 7 down to start the ball game. Kids are having a fun time out there, as usual, here at Elliott. A 1-2. Lays off. It's 2-2.
Noam Watt, our producer, has some really great ideas for future coverage.
Only you can hear those ones, as Morton swings and fouls off.
He thinks that maybe we could introduce a segment on our Uconn baseball broadcast with Randy's
foods?
Reviews,
Yeah.
and I'm all too happy. There are
pitch it for 2025.
Part of the ballpark experience is the food, and they do a great job bringing in outside vendors and food trucks here at Uconn baseball games.
2-2, swing and a miss, going to get away. Morton, he's going to be out. Broadhurst will move up to second.
It'll be a wild pitch. Yes, first base occupied, so Morton automatically out on the strikeout, but Broadhurst is able to move in himself to second base. It gives Padilla a 2-out opportunity, trying to extend his hitting streak to 7 games and deliver Luke Broadhurst.
I like the idea. We can get his first pitch, waved at and missed. Get some different food trucks in here, knowing that Randy Broshue is going to review during the 5th or 6th inning.
Well, by day, I work in the food service industry. Yep. An outstanding company that services many school districts throughout Connecticut, Whitson's.
As Padilla swings, drives one out to left center field. Long run for Sailors. Not going to get it. It'll one-hop the fence. Brian Padilla, another Husky 2-out RBI. It's an RBI double for Bry. And it's 8-3 Connecticut.
The 2-out hitting continues to come through, and it is a 7-game hitting streak for Brian Padilla, who hooks this one to left center field. That's where he doubled yesterday. 8-3 Uconn now, and it looks like that not only extends his hitting streak, but chases the pitcher as he chases the center fielder Sailors all the way back to the wall in left center.
That will do it for Daniel Hammond. It'll be a left-hander coming in the game when we come back here on Flow Sports.
Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 39, Casey Grass.
Casey Trapp for the second straight day, coming out of the bullpen.
First base.
Grad student from Blaine, Minnesota, 5'10", 200 pounds. Saw him yesterday, Randy, as he faced one batter in his outing last night.
Yep, he came on, got the left-handed hitter he faced. 2-1 on the year, 19 appearances, an 8.18 ERA. A transfer from St. John's. So staying in the Big East for his graduate senior year with Creighton. 4 seasons with St. John's. He threw 173 and 2/3 innings over 41 appearances, starting 29 times. 172 strikeouts. So in his college career, averaging about a strikeout an inning.
Padilla out at second as Delana takes. Not sure where that missed. Maybe a bit out. 2-0. Breaking ball. Uconn has scored in 3 straight innings. Crooked number 4 in the 3rd. Crooked number 3 in the 4th. That was just out.
I think the catcher caught it maybe low, but it looked like it might have crossed the zone at the knees.
As Delana takes that breaker for a strike. Maddox 0 for 1. He has a walk. Pitch, a fastball in there, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, the Creighton Sports Info folks do a great job with putting bios up for each of the players, and they do a getting to know each player, and they ask them which the best Big East city is. Trapp says it's Storrs, Connecticut.
Really? This pitch swung on, grounded right side, handled over at the first base bag, and that will do it. Glenn Sisk does such a good job with Creighton, their SID. He's here. First time he gets to see Elliott Ballpark. So we're going to go to the 6th. It's 8-3 Uconn here on Flow Sports.
And also today is Glenn's birthday. Happy birthday, Glenn. He was brought to you by your local 300 viewers. In the bottom of the 5th, 1 run, 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner was left on base.
Back here in Storrs, Saturday afternoon middle game of this 3-game set. This Uconn offense has been cooking here the last 3 innings. They've been so good here at home as Garbowski able to rattle that double into the corner.
And Garbowski 2 for 2 today with 2 ribbies and 2 runs. The bottom of the order is 4 for 4. Garbowski and Minnick both 2 for 2 today with 3 runs scored and 3 runs knocked in. So those 8-9 hitters coming through for the Huskies, extending the lineup. And then in the middle of the order, Brian Padilla, now up to a 7-game hitting streak. And, of course, Luke Broadhurst, the 3-hitter, had the big blow, the go-ahead home run as part of a 4-run third. And Uconn has not looked back. Stephen Quigley has taken this lead and ran with it.
Yeah, 5 innings so far for Stu. 7 hits, allowed the 3 runs. 2 of those coming back in the first. Again, similar to his last start, where he gave up some runs early, but settled in and eventually gave Uconn 8 quality innings of work. Don't think he's going to get to that point. He's at 82 pitches as he begins the 6th. As Uconn has double barrel action in their bullpen. It looks like our favorites are out there. The Joey C's from New Jersey. As we mentioned last night, neither was able to get in the ball game. So swinging a foul from Haligso, Joe Correa, and Joe Sinella. Hogan Haligso homered his last time. Oh, 1 slider. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. There's Joe Sinella. Team Barber.
Oh, yeah?
Sinella cuts. No free ads. This pitch misses low. Does a fantastic job.
You know, baseball is such a game of nicknames. Give me Joey C up in the bullpen. Which Joey C? Joey C from New Jersey. Which Joey C from New Jersey? Give me the lefty or give me the righty.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, that makes it easy. It's no one on, nobody out. 2-2. Swung on, fisted foul. 3 runs, 7 hits for Creighton. 8 runs on 8 hits for Uconn. Two. Swung on, hit back, knocked down by Quigley. He's going to throw it with his left hand to first, and it just gets there. Stephen Quigley able to utilize the turf.
No way he just did that. He makes the backhanded play, then loses the glove, rolls it over with the left hand. He's a righty. He gets the lefty roll perfect to Delana. That, to me, we've seen Corey Morton rob home runs. We've seen great diving plays. That is the most creative and one of the rarest of plays you'll see. I think that is play of the year so far.
That is like watching a putt roll at the Masters. You're just waiting to see if it'll get there as he dials in a strike.
Now, I know you're quickly right up on the social media. That is SC Top 10 because that's out of the ordinary, right? Like, you see great catches. You see great plays. But that, you come to the ballpark sometimes and say, what's something I've never seen? I've never seen this play before. Right-handed pitcher taking the glove off to pick it up with the left hand and get it over there on his offhand. That is not his throwing hand. Throwing left-handed to first base, using the turf to get it to Delana in time for the out. Creative, sensational, brilliant. Just a brilliant play by Stephen Quigley.
2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's a little bit more conventional, as it's 2 up and 2 down here to start the 6th. And that's all reaction, Randy. That's just, not panicking, just, all right, here we go.
Yeah, you really have no time to give much thought to it. He gets it blindly backhand and then takes it off and says, oh, yeah, and even fist pumped. He cellied with the left hand. If you're going to get the out with the left hand, you might as celly with a lefty, too. That was awesome.
Kyle Hess here with no one on and 2 outs. His pitch swung on and ripped out to right. Kyle Hess is going to have extra bases once again. Motoring to second, he'll be in with a feet first slide.
Yeah, Kyle Hess gets the start today, and he's making a case to stay in the starting lineup. 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. He just drops the barrel down on a pitch down and in and shoots it on a skipping line drive to the wall. 3 doubles today for Kyle Hess.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. As Terosian swings and fouls it off.
And Jack Terosian pinch hit yesterday as well.
Left-handed swinger against the righty Quigley. 8-3 Uconn, top of the 6th. This pitch misses off the plate, 1-1.
Terosian hitting .250 this year, 4 hits and 16 at-bats with 5 runs scored. He has a double and a triple, but no home runs.
1-1. Swung on, hit in the air, down the left field line. Corey going to the wall, leaps, and this one is gone. Opposite field, pinch hit, 2-run homer. And Creighton right back in it. It's 8-5.
Able to go with the pitch, maybe a little late on it, but he barrels it and lifts it out of here down the left field line and into the corner. Terosian with his first home run. Morton making a bid. He made a great catch in foul territory, reaching over the railing yesterday. Of course, took 2 home runs back this year, but that one's out of his reach.
And that will do it for Stephen Quigley, as he will exit here 5 2/3 innings of work. I believe it'll be Joe Sinella on the other side of this break. 8-5 Connecticut here in the 6th on Flow Sports.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Huskies, number 53, Sonella. Sonella now pitching for Uconn.
First pitching change of the afternoon for UConn. It'll be the left-hander, the grad student, Joe Sonella.
3-2 with a 5.27 earned run average this year, making his 19th appearance. His 16th out of the pen to go along with 3 starts. 27 and a third for Sonella this year, 32 hits, 11 walks, 24 strikeouts. They're hitting .308 against him. He replaces Quigley, who goes 5 2/3, gives up 9 hits. He didn't have maybe his best stuff, 5 earned runs today, but still efficient in his walk to strikeouts with just 1 free pass, and he matches a season high 8 strikeouts. Same strikeout total he had against Villanova 2 weeks ago.
This pitch swung on, hit to short. Tamero stays down on it, throws to first, and Sonella, he does a job here in the 6th. Middle of 6, UConn a 3-run advantage, 8-5. Here from Stores.
Explore beyond the street front. Find Miracle Rose tucked away at the back of downtown Stores, serving delicious and nutritious acai bowls and smoothies. Stop by after the game to enjoy a variety of acai superfood bowls and smoothies made with organic and all natural ingredients. Miracle Rose, enjoy what fuels you. Next up, in Oak City history, did you know that Uconn Baseball has 177 MLB draft picks and signings in the history of the program?
Stephen Quigley tying a season high with 8 punch-outs today. You see him chatting it up with Ian Cook. Get a view at his punch-outs. Tailing fastball. Bunch of them on that slider against the right-handed batters. As Quigley leaves with the lead. Trying to win on his final weekend here in Stores. It's Jake Studley. Another guy that'll be honored this weekend.
Yeah, you have to give credit again to this Creighton team. They can hit. They got to him for 9 hits despite the 8 Ks and the 5 earned runs. Jack Tarosian with the pinch hit 2-run home run to make it a 3-run game and chase Quigley from the game. But again, you have to love how he pounds the zone. Just 1 walk today. Only 1 walk over his last 4 starts to go along with the 8 strikeouts to match his season best.
.0-2 count here to Studley.
There's Tarosian, who stays in the game for Zukowski.
Count moves to 1-2. And Quigley did a nice job. He's left 4 on base. He was able to limit during a couple jams during his outing. This This pitch bounced in there, 2-2. I said 4, I meant to say 5. Left 5 on base today.
You know, there are certain qualifications that call it a quality start or not, right? And then you see 5 runs on the board, 9 hits, but he still did his job. He got the lead after falling behind early, punched out 8, and he's put Uconn in a position to swing the bats as they have the last few innings with runs in the 3rd, 4 of them, 3 in the 4th, and a single run in the 5th. And whether it qualifies as a quality start or not, I think if you're the Uconn Huskies, you'd think that's a quality start from Quigley today.
And he went through the order 3 times. It was about to be a 4th time through. It's 2-2. Studley swings and pops it up. Foul ground, first base side. Who has it? Sherman over, and he gloves it for out number 1. We talked about the strikeouts. Again, the great reaction by Quigley on a great play on a comebacker to the mound.
Again, to me, this has to be a SportsCenter top 10 play because of the oddity of it, right? Picking it up with his left hand, taking his glove off, having the wherewithal to take the glove off, pick it up with the left hand, and roll it over to first base for the out.
And how many guys could throw it straight with your non-dominant hand? Most people, that's off towards second base, throw it over towards the dugout. So 1 to Garbo. Misses. 1-1.
There was a pitcher for the Red Sox in the 1990s, the early 90s. He played for the Rangers as well. Greg Harris, good guy out of the bullpen, also could spot start. And he was ambidextrous. He had a 6-finger glove.
As Garbo, line drive to left. Terosian, though, is there. 2 away.
I don't think he ever actually threw a pitch left-handed in the game, but there was a
Creighton Blue Jay, I think, was ambidextrous that went to the big leagues.
Yeah, it was with the Oakland A's.
I believe
I
so.
want to say, right?
Yeah, Pat Venditti.
Pat Venditti.
Thank you, sir.
And he was a Creighton player.
I believe so.
Wow.
I'll do some research. But I believe he was a Creighton pitcher before he made it to the big leagues. It's a swing and a miss by Minnick.
They had to change the rule book for him, right? Where you could only switch your glove and decide to throw left-handed or right-handed a certain amount of times because if you faced a switch hitter, you could just keep going back and forth.
Is Tyler Minnick going to grab another base hit here? He's thinking 2. He'll slam on the brakes, though, with a 2-out single. And yes, it was Venditti. Joined the Blue Jays in 2005 as a walk-on. As you see the swing there for Tyler Minnick. He's got a 3-hit game, his second career 3-hit game. Comes a week after he grabbed his first one at Seton Hall.
How about the bottom of the order today? Garbowski just recorded an out for the first time. Garbowski and Minnick are 5 for 6.
And Ed Service is going to go back to the bullpen. Here in the 6th, Uconn a 3-run advantage. Runner on, 2 outs when we return here on Flow Sports.
Shane Curtin.
New left-hander on the hill here for Creighton. It will be the sophomore, 6 foot, 160-pound Shane Curtin.
Yeah, he's been one of their most relied upon arms out of the bullpen. 3-0 with 3 saves in 21 appearances, just a 2.88 ERA. More strikeouts than innings pitched, 35 Ks over 34 1/3, but with 22 walks, so can be a touch wild. They're hitting .263 against him, and he faces the top of the order with a runner on first. Minnick aboard with his 3rd single in as many at-bats, and Caleb Spur looking to extend the inning.
Spur an RBI double. It got Uconn on the board in the 3rd, so he takes first pitch low. So Uconn trailed 2-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd before a 4 spot. Spur RBI double. Luke Broadhurst 3-run homer. This pitch just missed in. 2-0. Uconn added 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Creighton has countered with 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. That's where you get your 8-5 score line. It's 2-0. Bounced in there. Minnick off the bag at first. Didn't get a good enough secondary. Didn't want to make an out on the bases there, so goes back to first.
You know, Minnick also held it a single. He took the wide turn, thought about 2, and I wonder if somewhere in the back of his mind, oversliding second, trying to take the extra bag on his last single, maybe played in. 2 outs, a 3-run lead. That's a good time to be aggressive, to try to get in a scoring position. If you're out, it's not great, but it's not the worst thing because Spur would lead off the next half inning. And if you're safe, you give Spur a chance to drive you in with 2 outs.
Spur trying to move the line. 3-1 went around. Could not hold up. Would have been ball 4. Instead, Minnick will now get a head start at first. 3-2 pitch upcoming here with 2 away. Three-two. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Curtin comes back and posts the strikeout. As we go to the 7th, Uconn an 8-5 lead. Randy Brochu will take you the rest of the way here on Flow Sports.
20% on your parking by pre-booking at lastline.com. Uconn fans, you have the power to positively impact local charities and the success of our athletic programs by making a donation to the NIL Collective and proud sponsor of Uconn Athletics. Bleeding Blue for Good. Please scan the QR code on the video board or visit bleedingblueforgood.org to donate and learn more. That's bleedingblueforgood.org. Thank you.
Eight-5, Uconn leads Creighton here in the top of the 7th. As we take a look at the Big East in the RPI, UConn's up to 42. Xavier with such a quality strength of schedule this year, number 25. Creighton sitting at 63, Uconn trending up. St. John's at 51, trending down, especially after their walk-off loss to Seton Hall earlier in the game, and this probably doesn't even factor that in because that score just came, but UConn is trending in the right direction.
A big one was the midweek game against Fairleigh Dickinson. That one really hurt for the Johnnies, and Xavier has taken a lead in extra innings. They have come back once again against that Georgetown bullpen, and they lead going to the bottom of the 10th, trying to claim that series.
Gillen takes strike 2 from Joe Sinella, second pitcher of the day for the Huskies, first man out of the pen following Stephen Quigley. Gillen's 2 for 3 today, 3 for 4, as he smacks that one back through the middle for a base hit. The leadoff man is on again. Gillen has been a table setter. He's given Creighton chances today. It's his 3rd hit leading off an inning.
Yeah, another guy that has battled injuries this year. Made his return last week against St. John's. Starting to get back into a rhythm. Getting back in the lineup.
Now Teddy Dieters, 0 for 2 with a walk. Sanella misses outside. It's going to be the bullpen mixing and matching for Jim Penders the rest of the way. Braden Quinn has started to throw in the Huskies bullpen. Trying to bridge it to Brady Atham here with a 3-run lead. Top of the 7th. A runner on for Creighton and nobody out, and a 2-0 count against a good hitter, Teddy Dieters. Strike one, catches the outside corner.
Love to get a ground ball here to an infielder, try and spin 2.
The 2-1, way up and away. Now it's 3-1. Quinn getting loose in a hurry. That's bounced towards the middle. Backhanded by Padilla, who steps on second for 1, then fires it out of play. So Dieters will get second base on the overthrow by Padilla. That was nearly a sensational play. A good throw probably does get him. Fancy footwork here by Padilla and glove work on another comebacker past the pitcher Sanella, but he just airmails Delana.
I think he didn't think he had as much time as he did as he rushed the throw. He had a few extra moments if he wanted to try and collect himself, but in the speed of the moment, unleashed it just too high into the dugout.
Nolan Clifford, the cleanup hitter. It's a ground ball to Padilla. He'll toss accurately on to first base for the out. On the play, Dieters goes to third. But there's 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
First baseman, Matt Sherman.
And Matt Sherman comes to the plate. 1 for 3 with a 2-run double with 2 outs to give Creighton the lead in the first inning. And he's not going to face Sanella. Jim Penders is out of the dugout for Uconn. He is going to the bullpen.
From one Joey C to the other Joey C.
Joe Correa comes out of the pen. And he'll look to get Sherman for the final out. Top of the 7th, 2 outs for Creighton, a runner at second, and Uconn is leading 8-5. Back after this.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Huskies, number 27, Joe Correa. Correa now pitching for Uconn.
Two outs and a runner at second for Creighton. And enter Joe Correa to face Matt Sherman.
Yeah, Correa, you see an elevated ERA there. He'd done a really nice job to get that down, but a tough outing his last time out against Northeastern. His 15 appearances on the year for the Cranford, New Jersey native. As Correa, we mentioned, last time out against Northeastern, third of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, as he gave up 3 home runs in that frame. But a new day today, as he's been good against right-handed batters in Big East play. And looking to get a big out here in the 7th.
Matt Sherman 1 for 3 with a 2-run double back in the first inning. And there's a runner at third, actually. Dieters, that's right, he advanced 90 feet on the ground ball out by Clifford.
It's a final from College Park. Xavier comes back to beat Georgetown. I think Xavier may have clinched a bid now to Prasco. We'll have to do something we don't like to do, math.
Yeah.
Who has clinched so far?
It's tough this time of year. UConn trying to earn that regular season championship and the #1 overall seed in the upcoming Big East tournament 2 weekends from now. The first pitch from Correa, a strike to Matt Sherman. And besides bragging rights of winning a regular season championship, you're the home team as the #1 seed throughout the tournament.
Every game, you're correct.
And you get the last ups. The 0-1 to Sherman. Upstairs for ball 1.
And who knows how the next week or so will play out, but if UConn is able to rack up a bunch of wins this week, to have that feather in your cap as a regular season champ, maybe that's something that the committee will value, as it's been a good year for the Big East overall. A lot of quality teams in the league this year.
The 1-1 to Sherman. He ducks at a curveball that catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2. Correa looking to strand Dieters at third, his inherited runner. 8-5 UConn, top of the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Matt Sherman. Here it is from Correa. Strike 3. He comes out of the pen and gets the punch out of Matt Sherman. High and tight with a breaking ball, and he totally fooled Sherman for the strikeout that strands the runner. Time to stretch here at Elliott Ballpark. Get on up, everybody. Bottom of the 7th, UConn leading Creighton 8-5.
Take me out to the ball game. So, let's all stand up and stretch and sing along. Thank you, Physical Therapy, for sponsoring our 7th stretch.
Eight 8-5 UConn, bottom of the 7th, as another great crowd here at Elliott Ballpark gets set to settle in their seats after Take Me Out to the Ball game. The Huskies looking to win another Big East series. They win today, and they will have won each of their Big East weekend series. They're in first place at 13-3 in conference play, looking for win number 29 on the season. But a ways to go, and looking for some insurance here with a 3-run lead. And their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Correa with a big punch out to keep it a 3-run advantage.
Big confidence boost, not only for Correa, but Sanella, who gave up the leadoff hit, and then he was able to get the ground ball up the middle. That was almost a double play. And then the ground out of Clifford.
Tamero faces Shane Creighton, who misses inside. Creighton came on and struck out Caleb Spur to strand Tyler Minnick last half inning. Tamero yanks a foul ball outside of Jim Penders in the third base coach's box. 1-1.
You go to tournament time, there's so many good left-handed batters in this league. For Sanella to be another lefty to use along with Braden Quinn. And you got to face the McCormicks, the Carpellattis, the Fickas, a lot of those Georgetown lefties.
The more depth you have come tournament time, and if you are able to make it to the NCAA tournament and a regional, Often having to play twice in the same day. It's great to have as many weapons as you can in that bullpen. There's a fly ball foul.
Saw from Sullivan last night. Really good outing for Sully.
One and two on Tamero. That fades down and away for ball two. Creighton works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. Tamero drills a foul ball down the left field line on a short hop over by the RZA Performance Center entrance. So Tamero puts together a tough at bat here against Creighton. Another 2-2, that's down and away. Boy, Creighton has very good movement both in and away from right-handed batters.
I don't think he throws anything straight.
No, he's having an excellent sophomore year. The 3-2. Tamero lifts a fly ball to center field. It sends Sailors back, but shy of the track. He's got it for the first out. One down in the seventh. Tamero now Herrero for 4 today.
Able to work a count. Just hit to the wrong part of the ballpark. Fairly easy play there for Sailors.
Creighton, the winning pitcher in victories over San Francisco, Butler, and Xavier this year. And he earned saves against Coppin State, Stanford, and Charleston Southern. Ball one to Luke Broadhurst.
Luke, a multi-hit game, including the 3-run homer.
And he has the big hit in this one, the 3-run, 2-out blast in the third inning that gave Uconn the lead for the first time, and they have not looked back. That made it 4-2. Now 8-5. Inside to Broadhurst, 2-1.
4 of the 8 runs driven in have been with 2 outs today for the Huskies.
Broadhurst now with 12 home runs and 43 RBI on the season to lead the team. And he smokes this one into left center for a third hit today. A line drive single over towards left center field, cut off by Sailors. And Luke Broadhurst is having himself a Saturday.
12th multi-hit game. This is his 5th 3-hit game of the year. And a runner on in front of Corey Morton. See if Corey can get in the hit column after having a couple last night.
0 for 3 today for Morton with 61 hits on the year, trying to climb to that magic 200 number for his career. Look out in the Uconn dugout. Boy, that is turning on a pitch. Foul ball hit hard into the home dugout. Almost at an impossible angle for a right-handed hitter to pull a foul ball
Basically
almost behind himself.
him, yep.
The 0-1. Drilled down the left field line. That ball is foul, out of the park, but it hooks outside the foul pole. Corey Morton with another line drive to left field with authority. It hooked as it went down the line and outside of the pole. Well foul. 0-2. Looks like Creighton's trying to work him in. Dribbled foul. Everybody's making the plays today. The fans, Quigley made the ridiculous play, throwing it first left-handed, and Jim Penders fielding the position well over in the third base coach's box. Another 0-2 coming to Morton. Outside. Able to take a changeup after Creighton had stayed inside on the first several pitches at the at-bat.
3 career home runs against the Blue Jays, including the homer yesterday in the first.
The 1-2, hit him. A breaking ball that goes down and in and catches Corey on the leg. So 2 on for the Huskies with Brian Padilla coming up. He tried to throw him the back foot slider and he hit him on the foot.
Yeah, trying to get that back foot slider, try and get a swing and miss. Just came a little bit too far in.
It actually hit him on the back foot.
And all of a sudden, 2 on with 1 out here for Padilla, who had the RBI double. Extending his hit streak. Trying to add on here in the 7th. Try and get some more breathing room.
That's low, boxed around by Haligso, but not far enough for the runners to advance. Ball 1.
Padilla, that was his 11th double and 29th run batted in.
Outside with a changeup, ball 2.
Close. A lot of close pitches today for both sides.
There certainly have been. Tight zone all day from Scott Davis, but consistent. The 2-0. That's another one very close, rule the ball.
Maybe a little bit low. Thought it had the plate. Frustrating for Creighton. He could conceivably be ahead in the count 1-2. That looked good.
It did. 3-0. He takes all the way, and that's a strike. It's maybe that Creighton is a victim of his own movement. That it's fooling the home plate umpire with that sharp movement away and maybe a little bit down, too. 3-1 on Padilla, looking for a cookie. And he hits a fly ball into center field. He just got under it. Sailors lines it up. Broadhurst tags. Sailors makes the catch. Broadhurst is going to try it. The throw is cut off by Clifford. He throws to second in the hopes that Morton was tagging and trailing. Broadhurst gets to third, and it's runners on the corners for the Huskies with 2 outs.
Yeah, got underneath it. 3-1 pitch, looking to drive. Does get Luke over to third, so pass ball, wild pitch. Could plate you a run now.
And Corey Morton, sometimes he'll tag on a ball there. That's a time where if you stay at first, now you set up a first and third situation where you can draw the attention of the lefty, maybe go on first movement and try to steal a run that way, especially with Delana up, the left-handed hitter. And with an awkward wave and a miss. This is going to be a tough matchup for Delana. With a 3-run lead, maybe it's time to get Corey in motion.
You
see if
might
they
see
throw
Corey
through.
go right here, try and draw a throw.
Not going, and Delana lays off. 1-1. Corey Morton with 16 stolen bases in 20 attempts this year. Broadhurst the runner at third. Low and away. Delana lays off a breaking ball.
If you're Creighton, you want to get Delana here. Got a right-hander Studley in the on-deck circle, though they do have a righty throwing out in the pen.
Morton not a big lead over at first. Staying put, and that one is ruled a ball, and that looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I feel for Creighton, feel for all these pitchers today. They really kind of limited in terms of the zone. Maybe a little bit out, but more times than not, that's a strike in college baseball.
Now 3-1 on Delana. And he bounces it to first on one hard hop. Sherman makes the play and steps on first. For the final out, Uconn gets a couple runners on, but they can't push another run across. 8th inning coming. 8-5 Uconn over Creighton.
The Department of Transportation reminds fans to drive responsibly and keep Connecticut roads and highways safe for all travelers. Drive sober or get pulled over. Enjoy the game and go Huskies. Okay, fans, take a look at our video board. Now let's see if you can guess this Husky.
We go to the 8th, and Uconn goes back to the bullpen. Right-hander Tommy Ellison is on for the Huskies with a 3-run lead.
Ellison, 14 appearances and 8.79 earner average. 14 and a third innings, 15 hits, 16 runs, 14 of those earned, as he's walked 13 and struck out 11, as he'll face Haligso. We'll lead things off. Couple righties, and then you have Hess and Tarosian, the lefties. So this might be a 2-batter stint before you bring in Braden Quinn. An opportunity here for Tommy. Obviously, he's had his struggles this year, but you get him a little bit of confidence. See if he can get some key outs here in this 8th inning.
10 hits apiece for the Blue Jays and the Huskies. And Ellison following Joe Correa, who got a strikeout. He punched out Matt Sherman, the only batter he faced, stranding a runner at third. So the Joey C's, Joe Sinella, and Joe Correa combined for an inning and a third out of the bullpen with 1 hit allowed, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Now Ellison looking to be part of the bridge. And as you mentioned, Tarosian is still in the game and is the 9-hitter. So if you got to him, you maybe could go to Quinn if you wanted to go that route.
And more likely than not, you're going to have to win the conference tournament to get to the NCAA tournament. So you got to find what guys are going to be able to get big outs for you in a tournament. So this is an opportunity here for Tommy. See if he can be the guy. Turn his season around right here, right now in the 8th inning against Creighton.
Yeah, you're not only managing to win the game, but you're managing for a run. These are what go into the decisions. Haligso takes ball 1. Haligso homered in the 4th inning. 1 for 3. And he takes a strike. He was also the victim of that sensational play by the starter, Stephen Quigley. He hit the comebacker that Quigley reached behind his back with his glove, knocked it down, took his glove off, and then threw it to first left-handed. Brian Padilla bobbles the ground ball, but it's right at his feet. And he continues with it to make the play and get Haligso.
Nice job there for Bry. Hit hard, had plenty of time.
He also bounced off the mound to take a bit of a funky hop. So now Ben North, he's having a tough series. 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. He went 0 for 4 yesterday and stranded 8 runners. Ball 1.
He's been exceptional defensively, though.
He sure has.
And he's got a pitcher's arm over there at third base.
The 1-0. Low to North. 2-0. Ben North hitting here in Connecticut. Did you hear that the Northern Lights were visible throughout the state last night? Maybe tonight, too. North hits a fly ball to center. Spur is there. 2 down. I'm going to make sure I get outside tonight around 10, 11 o'clock. It was beautiful. All the pictures I've seen on social media.
What a job by Tommy Ellison.
Yep.
We've talked about his struggles this year, and just want to highlight when he gets the job done, retires both righties he faces, and now he'll exit for Braden Quinn. So Tommy should be feeling confident after getting those 2 big outs here in this 8th inning.
Haligso on the ground out, North on the fly out. And the 5th pitcher of the afternoon is coming on. Braden Quinn out of the pen for the Huskies to face Kyle Hess, the scheduled hitter. Unless they want to counter. Yeah, why would you counter? Kyle Hess is 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. I guess you would be like, maybe, we play the lefty-righty thing, but Hess is 3 for 3 with 3 doubles. So good chance we'll see him. Quinn on to face him. 8-5 Uconn. Well, the bullpen has been really terrific today for UConn. Joe Sinella, a scoreless inning. Joe Correa retired the only batter he faced. Tommy Ellison set down the two batters he's faced. And now Braden Quinn looks to keep that success of relief pitchers going. He faces Kyle Hess, who's 3 for 3 with 3 doubles.
Quinn, his 22nd appearance of the year. 3.90 earned run average, 30 innings and 50 strikeouts. And really, Randy, the only hiccup was that game against Villanova where they were just stringing base hits against him. But an opportunity here in the 8th inning. No one on, 2 outs, as you mentioned. Kyle Hess coming to the plate, 3 doubles today.
You know, that hiccup against Villanova, there were some seeing eye ground balls, little bloops. So they strung 3 hits together, and he was kind of the victim of some soft contact finding grass or turf, as the case were,
Yes.
here at Elliott Ballpark. Strike 1 in there to Kyle Hess. He scored ahead of the Jack Tarosian home run. And his last at bat, his last double, which he ripped to right field. 1-1. Of course, anytime Quinn's throwing to Matt Garbowski, he's pitching to his old high school battery teammate at New Fairfield High School. The curve is in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Quinn looking to follow Ellison in retiring the side in order. And the curveball is too high. 2-2. Quinn's 2-2 to Hess. He tried to hold up on a breaking ball. Strike 3. Garbowski has to complete the play after having it go off the mitt, and he fires it on down to first to complete the strikeout. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for the combination of Ellison and Quinn. Bottom of the 8th, UConn leading 8-5 over Creighton, looking to take game 2 of this series to win the series.
Accumulating 5 College World Series appearances, 24 NCAA tournament appearances, and 27 conference championships. Thanks for taking a walk down memory lane with us today.
Eight-5 UConn, Curtin back out there. He's gone an inning and a third scoreless with a strikeout and 1 hit allowed. Jake Studley greets him. It's the bottom third of the order. Then Matt Garbowski and Tyler Minnick. That's where the damage has come from Uconn. Especially Garbowski and Minnick. Combined 5 for 6 today. Studley was hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored. And he jumps on a first pitch and drives it deep to left center field. It will short hop the wall. Studley trots in a second, standing with a double. A loud double. And he drives out to deep left center field and a runner in scoring position for Uconn to begin the 8th.
Boy, that is just the Jake Studley we saw so much of last year, barreling up the baseball in the left center, and he's done that a bunch here lately in this series. He did it at Seton Hall with a 2-bagger as well. And again, this Uconn lineup gets really deep when these guys are swinging it well at the bottom. And you just hit it on the head, Randy. Jake Studley along with Garbo and Minnick having solid days today.
3-run lead here for Uconn. Lefty-lefty matchup. Curtin's a tough customer for a lefty. Garbowski up there. He's 2 for 3, but this very well could be a bunt situation to try to extend Uconn's lead to 4. And Garbowski gets it down. Perfectly done. North calls off the pitcher to field it and move on to first. And Matt Garbowski with a successful sac bunt advances Studley to 3rd.
Great baseball right there. Got up to the front of the box, made the third baseman field it, and advances Studley to 3rd. That'll bring the infield in, and Tyler Minnick, who already has 3 hits today.
An RBI and a run scored for Minnick, who scored a run and drove in 2 yesterday. Looking to deliver Studley and extend the lead. Ball 1 is low.
Look at that average on the scoreboard all of a sudden. 242 now for Minnick. What was it? A week and a half ago, he was down at 190. He has been red hot, the true freshman.
You deliver this run, it's now a grand slam game where Uconn would have a 4-run lead. He takes a strike. That one, again, with sharp movement from Creighton. That one apparently caught the outside corner.
Yeah, that's not your pitch. You take that one all day. Good pitcher's pitch there for Creighton.
Studley at 3rd, the Creighton infield in. The 1-1. Driven in the air. Deep left field. Tarosian back. That ball is gone. The 4th hit of the day for Tyler Minnick is a home run. And Uconn gets 2 more on the board to make it a 5-run lead.
First career 4-hit game for the true freshman as he unloads another extra base hit. Make it 4 straight games an extra base hit for Ty as he got all that one once again. This time into his own bullpen. Yesterday the visitors' bullpen. This time the Matt Barnes bullpen.
The 2nd home run of the day for the Huskies to go along with a 3-run blast by Luke Broadhurst. Back in the 3rd inning. 10-5 Uconn. And here's Caleb Spur. And Tyler Minnick got a pitch in and he turned it around. 2-0 now on Spur. Minnick's 5th home run here in his freshman year. Two 2-0 on Spur. And he ropes a base hit in the left field. Tarosian over to play it. Spur takes the wide turn at first and stays there. The 3rd hit of the inning for Uconn. Caleb Spur with his 2nd base knock today. He's got 4 hits in the series.
And this is such a big inning for the Bats to extend this lead, give yourself some more breathing room. Maybe you can save Atham for tomorrow. Looks like some activity in that pen. I think that's Kieran Finnegan out there. Throwing on the far mound.
Gives Paul Tamero another at bat. 0 for 4 today.
You see Brady stirring. He's got a football in his left arm.
Tamero, he jumps on the first pitch and sends it out to left center field. Cruising into the gap, Sailors makes the catch. And Spur retreats to first. Tamero 0 for 5 today. 2 really good swings his last couple at bats, though. That's baseball, baby.
That's one where tomorrow, if he rips a single in the first inning, you think back to today of, all right, had a couple of good swings. You bring that into tomorrow. And the way this Uconn offense is going, Randy, it's different guys stepping up each day. So, Paul Tamero's had his time. The 9 RBI game against St. John's, it's just save some of those big hits for tomorrow.
And this guy's had a few big hits today. None bigger than the 3-run home run with 2 outs in the third to deep center. That gave Uconn the lead. 4 good. 3 for 4 today for Luke Broadhurst. Spurs on the move. And the throw got him from Haligso. Spur doesn't get caught much, but in that case, he is out. He's asking Jim Penders to call for a review, and I think Coach Penders is asking for a review. Spur thought he got in and under that tag. Haligso threw it on top of the base. But Spur thought he was safe, and so it looks like we're going to have a review here.
I thought they got him by a good margin. It was a good throw from Haligso right on the bag.
I think the throw was there, but Spur has showed an ability. There was a play, I want to say it was yesterday, where he looked to get back on a pickoff play. He was picked off yesterday, but when we looked at the review, it looked like he had got under. Yeah, that throw is there.
I think they got him.
Yeah, maybe that left-hand oven mitt gets in there before the tag, but I don't know that it is going to be the irrefutable evidence that you need. That is so bang.
That's one of those.
I'm not sure you could turn it over.
That's one of those after the fact yesterday where Caleb probably looks back at the video and says, Coach, I was able to get back in on that one we didn't challenge. Yep. We have another close one. Coach Pender's probably thinking, all right, why not?
It's worth it. You have a 5-run lead you haven't challenged yet. You'd love to have Broadhurst at the plate with a runner in scoring position. You really don't lose much in challenging this if it doesn't go your way. You've already put 2 more on the board by Minnick, and if it does go your way by some chance that there is a better angle, that's not going to be the one.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the evidence. It's possible Spur was in there, but it's too close to overturn, you'd think. There's that disclaimer that we need to... We'll work on it for next year.
Yeah,
all reviews.
Just so we don't
need
have
irrefutable
to say
evidence. You hear it on every broadcast now. I'm watching the NHL playoffs right now. You remember, you gotta make sure it is irrefutable evidence. The call stands. Spur is out. So the review does not work out for Uconn, but in the bottom of the 8th, they get 2 on the 4th hit of the day from their 9-hitter, Tyler Minnick. A 2-run home run. 10-5 Uconn as we go to the 9th. Braden Quinn is back on the mound for the 9th inning. It's now a 5-run lead for Uconn, thanks to the insurance 2-run home run by Tyler Minnick. But it is still a save situation for Braden Quinn, who inherited a 3-run lead when he came on last half inning and struck out Kyle Hess. There is throwing still going on in the Uconn bullpen. But it's Quinn to face Jack Tarosian, this lefty-lefty matchup. And Quinn pumps a fastball in for strike one.
Pinch hit 2-run homer for Tarosian his last time.
Yeah, he took it out to left field. And that chased Stephen Quigley from the game. Quigley, the pitcher of record, though, would earn the win if Uconn hangs on to this 5-run lead. Quigley went 5 2/3, 9 hits, 5 earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. The curveball had Tarosian bailing, but in there for strike 2. The 1-2 from Quinn. And he gripped the breaking ball a little too tight. It bounces in the other batter's box. 2-2. Uconn with a win today will have won every series in Big East play this year. And they'll set themselves up to go for a sweep tomorrow. The 2-2, curveball high and in, 3-2.
Trying to grab win number 29 on the year, getting closer and closer to 30.
It's the final home game of the year tomorrow, Senior Day. First pitch scheduled for 12:35 on Mother's Day as well. We start a little earlier than normal.
Creighton's got a flight to catch, so not the typical 105. Give another half-hour breathing room.
It's full here on Tarosian. The payoff pitch. Strike 3. Tarosian goes down looking at a fastball at the top of the zone, and Quinn has struck out both batters he's faced. Hess to end the 8th, and Tarosian to begin the 9th.
Especially with this 5-run lead, you don't want to walk the leadoff batter, and so back-to-back fastballs. Tarosian fouled off the first one, but caught looking on the second.
Now facing Nolan Sailors, the outstanding leadoff hitter for Creighton. He singled in the first, but is 1 for 4 today with a couple of ground outs and a strikeout looking. Now has 65 hits on the year. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
I'd love to see his splits. I feel like he's not a guy that has a much lower average against lefties than righties. He just seems like a complete hitter.
He hangs in there, takes what's given to him. The curveball is pop foul, and it's 1-2.
He's probably hitting 370 against, or probably like 400 against righties and 333 against lefties the year that he's having.
Quinn's ahead of him, and the 1-2 is high. 2-2. Ian Cook gets the ball tomorrow for the Uconn Huskies on Senior Day. The 2-2, low and away again.
Yeah, coming off that great outing. 8 2/3 of shutout ball, nobody on base, but then a couple hits and eventually a couple runs scored as he exited 8 2/3. A 2-run ball helped them win the series out at Seton Hall.
The 3-2 is another strikeout. He went upstairs with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and Braden Quinn has struck out all 3 batters he's faced. 2 down in the 9th.
Another strikeout off that heater, able to elevate. And Quinn looking more like himself here in this appearance at Elliott Ballpark.
It's really kind of worked out for him where he's facing all lefty hitters since he's come on, but that one is driven deep by Tate Gillen. Right field, down into the corner. It's off the top of the wall, nearly out of here. I mean, that hit right inside the yellow stripe, outside the 330 marker. It bangs off the very top of the wall, feet away from maybe even hitting the foul pole. That's as close as you can come.
That hit the very top of the cushion. Just centimeters higher, and Gillen has himself a 9th-inning homer.
He has himself a 4-hit day with a ringing double down the right field line. Look how close this one is to getting out. Whoa, right above the 0 in 330 off the top of that wall.
That was almost the first ever home run off the right field foul pole here at Elliott. I don't think we've ever seen that here in Stores. I don't know if we've seen any hit off either foul pole.
I believe Corey Morton hit a grand slam off the left field foul pole. I can't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago. 1-1 now on Teddy Dieters, I think.
Let me do some research. I believe you.
The 1-1 to Dieters. Pop foul. And now Uconn is one strike away from another win here at Elliott Ballpark. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Creighton. 10 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for Uconn. Braden Quinn would get a save with the final out. The 1-2. Low, 2-2. Looking to make a winner of Stephen Quigley, which would be Quigley's 3rd straight win in as many starts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Huskies leading the Blue Jays 10-5.
We'll get an offensive timeout here for Dieters. Quinn working too quickly. Why not? Take a pause. Get yourself ready here.
Quinn looking to close the lights out. Bounce to the right side. Padilla's there to field it. And throw on a first to end the ball game. Uconn wins another Big East series. They've taken the first 2 games against Creighton with a Saturday afternoon win, 10-5. The Huskies over the Blue Jays. With the win, Uconn improves to 29-20 on the year, 14-3 in the Big East. And their lead extends atop of the conference. Creighton drops to 31-16 overall, 4-12 in the Big East. Stephen Quigley gets the win. He's 4-3. The loss to Chad Sainer. The starters factoring into the decision. The save to Braden Quinn. And Uconn will go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon at 12:35. First pitch with senior ceremonies before. We hope you'll join us then for the last regular season home game of the year for the Uconn Huskies. Stephen Quigley gets the win, and he did something today you'll never see on a ball diamond. The Huskies again with a couple more homers. That's now 13 straight games with home runs here at Elliott Ballpark, where the Huskies continue to shine, and now 16-4 here at home. Final score again, Uconn 10, Creighton 5. For Chris Jones, my partner in the booth, Noam Watt, our producer, and the entire crew, this is Randy Brochu saying so long and thanks for joining us. Uconn beats Creighton 10-5. So long, everyone.